Good afternoon, everybody. Phil Simons with Columbia Grain here, and your Friday afternoon weekly grain market recap. Well, before we get into the numbers here this week, I do want to say happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody and be careful out there this afternoon. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. And I'm going to share my screen with you again here, and let's go ahead and navigate to our favorite website, columbiagrain.com. And again, over on the upper right-hand corner, let's go ahead and navigate to the Producer Solutions link, where we house all of our information in terms of market driving data. Again, this week was actually pretty light in terms of news that was coming out. We did have the weekly U.S. export sales that came out as they normally do on Thursdays. But before we get into this, we do want to really kind of highlight a couple of other newsworthy items to talk about here today. The Black Sea, the grain initiative, it's still set to expire tomorrow. But Russia, they continue to insist that they will allow the deal to extend for a 60-day period. But it's really kind of uncertain what's going to happen unless there's some form of a disagreement with the deal. It would automatically roll over to a 120-day extension. But again, with Russia really insisting on a 60-day extension, it's really kind of unsure as far as what's going to constitute an official or non-approval of what could potentially roll over to. So again, stay tuned for next week to see if there's any additional items that come about with that. The other newsworthy item that came out this week, again, continues to come out of South America and Argentina. The soybean crop production, it's currently estimated from the Buenos Aires Grain Exchange to be at about a 25 million metric ton crop, which would be down from the 29 million metric ton crop that they previously had estimated. And realistically, they're printing what could be a 23-year low for Argentina soybean production. And to still compare that to where the USDA has their production on this last round of the monthly data, which was at 33 million metric tons. So pretty significant drop there, and continues to be, something to watch as we go forward here. The other things that were going on this week, there were quite a few flashes of corn sales to China this week. There was another flash this morning of 191,000 tons sold of old crop corn sold to China. So really for that, when we look at what the overall flashes were on the week, it's actually just over 2 million metric tons of corn sold to China this week in flashes. So look forward to see that on next week's report. When we take a look at the report that's on your screen right now, we are looking at the U.S. export sales for the week ending from last week. We do see that corn over on the left-hand side came in at 48 million bushels, and we did see some new crop sales being booked as well. Beans came in at 24 million bushels. Again, same thing there. We did see some new crop being booked there as well. When we look at all wheat came in at just over 12 million bushels for sales, along with some new crop sales on all wheat as well. Then you can see how the wheats are broken out by class as you continue to move forward there. The other thing I guess that's going on right now is the French, their wheat crop, the conditions, they're really holding steady right now. They're reported at 95% good to excellent. Compared to 92% good to excellent from last year. The other noteworthy thing that we're seeing right now is the Commitment of Traders report. We're starting to get back on track in terms of where the actual numbers are coming in at. Yesterday, the Commitment of Traders report was releasing data from March 7th. And again, we'll have the report out here today. So we'll actually be up to date in terms of the latest reports. Now, latest ones, the estimates for this afternoon have wheat coming in at Chicago wheat anyway, coming in close to 100,000 contracts short from a funds perspective. When we look at corn, the estimate pre-report for corn is going to be close to really even. And they've actually taken a significant length off the table in terms of their corn position. And soybeans looks like they're estimated to come in at a close to 130,000 contracts long. So again, just a lot of moving parts. We continue to look for the March 31st report for planning perspectives, and the March 1 quarterly stocks numbers to be a big one coming out at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to get your orders out there working with your local Columbia Grain merchandiser. And just remember, especially on St. Patrick's Day, if you can drink it, don't trade it. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk with you next week.